in pixel mazes. Fingers dance, electric craze. You win, you lose, the screen displays. Retro Legends Arcade, where heroes are made. Insert your coin, don't be afraid. Retro Legends Arcade. Pinball clatters, jackpot rings, 8-bit worlds where power springs. Twits his hum, the chaos sings, forever young on timeless wings. Press start to play. The night won't decay. Retro Legends Arcade, where heroes are made. Insert your coin, don't be afraid. Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade.
Welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. Friday night just got legit. Welcome to the stream. Zaccaria, Bliss2121, user 321 Pinball. Good to see you. Ballydern, good to see you. Video Game Vegas in the house. Good to see Video Game Vegas here. And of course, I'm just going to start by mentioning that you're on the Retro Legends Arcade show. We're not only a show, we're actually weekly leaderboards that you can participate in for free. All the links to drop a score on any of the games we play each week are in the description of this video. So if you're interested in dropping a score on any of the games we're playing, you just drop your scores in the links in the description of the video. And shout out to the players from last week. We had some amazing players that put in some great scores. Let me stop it right there. There we go. We played the Flipper Friends games. We had Hot Wheels, Locomotion, and Fallen Deluxe. Shout outs to Jay, Back for Revenge, Bliss2121, Wingo, Ballydern, Zaccaria, and Mad Ben Hand, the #1 ranked AtGames player in the world, dropped some scores on our leaderboards. We had Locomotion Remake, Bliss2121, Jay, Ballydern, Zaccaria, Wingo, Mad Ben Hand. And we played Hot Wheels, Bliss2121, Jay, me, Ballydern, Zaccaria, Wingo, Mad Ben Hand. I'm going to extend Fallen Aces for another week. I only had one other person play it, but this is a fun pinball game on Zaccaria Pinball. We had 3 players played Xevious. We had Zaccaria taking the lead, me and Biggie D. Biggie D's Arcade. Look at that. Would you look at that? And we played in VR. We played The Empire Strikes Back. And we had Jay, me, Bliss2121, and congratulations, Ballydern, for a win in The Empire Strikes Back. And I'm just going to scroll over real quick and just show the new games real quick. This week's games, we already have some scores being dropped. We got Bliss2121. We got Nautilus. Oh, look at that. Team McCloskey already dropping a score. We have Zankor Deluxe, Woods Queen, and the arcade game Juno First. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Mad Ben Hand is a beast. That is right. That is right. Absolutely. So, and let me put the chat up so I can see it. Hold on. I got to go back to this. And so those are the games. So I'm going to start off just We'll talk a little bit about Star Wars. We're going to be playing Star Wars this week. I have to keep the music muted because I will get a copyright claim 100% on this Star Wars. I did try to play some of it, and it immediately hit me with a, Disney needs to get paid. So I just can't play it with the sound, but this game's fantastic. It's a fun game. You can play it in any format you want and drop a score. I'm going to be playing it in VR using my tank stick and the haptics kit. But this is a super fun game. Love the Star Wars Pinball. This is going to be our Zen Studios game for the week. Great game. Check it out. And this is the original Star Wars, the Episode 4. You got the trash compactor. You got Princess Leia on the table. Look at that. Stormtroopers, Obi-Wan Kenobi. What is not to like? You got Darth Vader. This is the good stuff. This is back when Star Wars was fun. Before it Disney ruined Star Wars. Look at this cool pinball game you play going down the trench run and blowing up the Death Star. And this is our last week. We did the Bethesda pack games. Now we're going back to Star Wars again. Video Game Vegas with a comment. The original trilogy Star Wars Zen tables are awesome. I promise you the rest of my video content is fire. This one I can't play the sound. And I always check to see if I'm going to get a copyright claim. I always seem to get them anyway, but on that one. So, but that's our first game. And welcome to the show. Welcome, everyone. Friday night just got legit. Let me see here. I got something I wanted to pull up. See if I can find it real quick. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see. We got some comments. Yeah, I mean, we all know the Star Wars music. We all the original trilogy to me will always have a special place in my heart just because of the time and place. It truly was magic. There was really nothing like the original Star Wars when it came out. So, I mean, I'm always going to like the original Star Wars a lot. Good to see Bally during here. And so I pulled up some notes. Let's see. We talked about the week 4 results. We're already off to a great start. This week's game, I'm going to play it in VR, but you can play it any way you want. Star Wars A New Hope Pinball. Next topic I want to talk about is AtGames Nautilus EM Plus. And I am going to show a video for that. You can drop comments over the video, and I can pull up comments. And the first thing I want to say about it, let's take a look at this video. Hey everybody, it's Papa Brad, and today we're diving deep, like way deep, into Nautilus EM Plus on the AtGames Legends pinball platforms. This table is available across the AtGames pinball ecosystem. And if you're into that classic electromechanical vibe with a splash of early solid state flavor, this one's gonna feel right at home. First off, a huge thank you to AtGames who did send me this table for the purpose of review. That being said, let's get this started. Got the giant octopus on the Backglass. I really like the Backglass. The DMD needs a lot of work. I feel like just showing the score is an issue. We're going to dive into that a little bit further. Love the shark. Love the octopus in the playfield. Look at that shark. That is awesome. Got the treasure chest in the middle. The ball save. Overall, I really dig the theming of this. You've got readable card. Does seem like the apron there should be a little bit lower. It's like it's cutting off a little bit of the card. Not sure why they chose to do that. Rails look really good. take one more look at that awesome backglass with the octopus. Got a little scene back there. Even up close, looks really good. Let's jump into some gameplay. Let me talk a little bit about the theme and presentation. Nautilus EM Plus is a deep-sea adventure with a retro heartbeat. It's inspired by those exploratory pinball tables from the 60s and 70s. You can feel that influence immediately when you play the game. The layout is clean, it's very shot-focused and skill-based. This is not a cluttered modern chaos table. It's about control, precision, and getting those rollover lights lit. 2 times, 20 rollover lights. Got to do it twice to get the multi-ball. Visually, I love the underwater aesthetic. The whole table feels like you're descending into the depths, chasing treasure and dodging sea creatures. 5 main objectives are Blue Wave, Coral Reef, Ocean Current, Treasure Map, and Submarine Bay. They give you a sense of progression as you work your way through the ocean's secrets. Strong point of this game is the gameplay. Right off the plunge, you get a 10-second ball save with every new ball. This is generous and keeps things friendly, especially for newer players. Wizard players might use that ball save to get 2 rollover lights at the top lit. It's a good hack. And it's not even a hack, it's part of the gameplay of the game. Once you realize you can do it, I use it quite frequently. The big star hero, for me though, on this table, is the rollover buttons. Completing all 10 of them the first time scores you 8,000 points. But here's the magic. If you can do it again on the same ball, you earn a bonus ball and you go to a 2-ball multi-ball. If you can manage to keep those 2 balls alive and complete it a 3rd time, all the rollover lights lit again, so that's 30 times you lit the rollover lights, boom, you have a 3-ball multi-ball going. And you're juggling all 3 balls, trying to get those rollovers. You stack 15,000 points each time you can get them. Where this table really shines is it rewards control and repeat precision. Lose the ball, and the entire cycle resets. So there's a really intense tension to these EM Plus tables, but it's in a good way if you're a skilled player, and it's one of the really rewarding things about playing the EM Plus tables so far. Also built into this game, you've got some ocean-driven bonuses. You got a shark combo, bonus bumpers, dive bonus, fish bonus. You got an anchor down bonus and an octopus bonus. So lots of ways you can score some extra points. My overall rating on the table, first of all, I feel the shots are clear, the objectives are readable. Rules are easy to understand, but they're tough to master. And that's the strength of this table. It's exactly what you want in a table inspired by the electromechanical era of gameplay for pinball. This game plays fast but fair. If you're accurate, the table rewards you. If you're sloppy, it'll humble you. Let me talk a little bit about the room for improvement. To me, the room for improvement on this table is the DMD. It works, but I would like it if these DMDs had some artwork on them. The table with such a strong theme, the black DMD with just a score feels a little underutilized. More thematic animations, more visual flair, and clear feedback would elevate the experience. And another small but important thing, it needs to tell you what ball number you're on. That's a basic quality of life feature that really should be there, especially when you're in the middle of stacked play and bonus balls. Those tweaks could push this from being a really good table that I like a lot to being an outstanding table. I'm going to ding it a full point for not telling me what ball I'm on and for what I feel like a lazy DMD implementation. What keeps this game strong, though, is the excellent gameplay. So my final score, overall, Nautilus EM Plus captures the retro spirit beautifully, while adding enough depth to keep you coming back. It's accessible, it's skill-based, and it's packed with layering scoring opportunities. I'm giving Nautilus EM Plus an 8.5 out of 10. I feel it's a strong table with a classic soul. I love the theming, I love the modern polish, and with just a couple of quality of life improvements, this game could reach greatness. If you enjoy EM-inspired gameplay and want something that rewards precision and patience, this one's definitely worth your time. Alright everyone, this has been Papa Brad. Thank you so much for watching. Number 4 on the Backglass, Nautilus EM Plus, Papa Brad's Gaming. Check out my review. Love this game, skill-based, playground for pinball players. I love these EM Plus games. Come join us in the Retro Legends Leaderboard, Nautilus EM Plus, being played this week. I will see you on the leaderboards and maybe on the Backglass of this pinball. Oh, wow, sorry. It looks like I was muted. Yeah, they reset the score on the machine before they send it out. I got it like a few days early. But I love this table. It's great. Video Game Vegas says he knows what ball he's on. It's good to know that. Thank you. It's good to know that I'm using a what do they call it? It's like one of those portable a DJI mic. So I guess it kicks off when I play video sometimes. So I have to keep an eye on that. If you haven't picked this one up, this is a table that really rewards skilled playing. If you just get on it and just slap the ball around, you're gonna get a lot of drains. But for the players that really like to learn the table, I mean, this is a playground for skilled players. It's going to be great to be playing this in tournament this week. I'm really looking forward to it. And the EM Plus tables to me are a playground for skilled players. If you know how to nudge, and these tables really are the old school pinball, like you remember. And I will say this about the EM Plus, they run really good on the AtGames hardware. I mean, it's just the table runs smooth. The mechanics of it are great. The only thing, like I said, and I actually contacted AtGames directly and told them they really need to consider putting where it tells you what ball you're on, especially. That's an important feature that should be on these tables. Now, the score in the middle is not bad. I do feel like it breaks the art a little bit of like, you have all this beauty and then you just have like just a generic number DMD. And I feel that's kind of counterproductive, but at the bare minimum, they should put a little window or something that tells you, am I on ball 1, 2, or 3? And, but these games are super addictive, You got to hit all the rollover. When you roll over certain parts of the table, a red light lights up. You got to do that. There's 10 rollovers that you can hit on, and then you have to hit them twice, and then it adds a ball, and you get a 2-ball multi-ball. If you can do it again, I've not done it yet, but I'm sure I will. I hope I will during this tournament. If you do it again, you get 3-ball multi-ball, which is super cool. We got Mad Ben Han here. Good to see you. Nautilus EM Plus looks good to him. We'll be getting it soon. This is 100% classic pinball. And, I feel like my score is pretty fair, 8.5. Would have been higher, like I said, if they would have fixed the gameplay as the strength of the table. The fact that it's difficult is the strength. That's, it's going to push you to play well. The other thing I want to say about it is that each one of these EM Plus tables, they have a totally different layout. So they all have a different flow and a different feel. And while some of the rules are the same, like with the red rollover lights, the way that the tables flow are on each table. This table is completely different as far as the way it plays compared to the Tropical EM Plus that we got on AtGames. So, but I know we're starting with, this is the most topical thing because this table just came out. So I wanted to hit this first, and then we're gonna kind of jump around a bit on tonight. But we're gonna start off by talking about the EM Plus. The next thing I want to talk about, hey, we got Dark Realm Gaming. Good to see you. Having a good weekend. I hope you're having a good weekend as well. The next thing I want to talk about is Juno First. Now this is a classic, and we're going to start talking about Juno First with a 2-minute flashback. Okay, now this is a flashback all the way to when this game came out. Check this out.
Star Arcade. All right, Damon and Vicky, now's a chance to win your own video arcade game. Mr. Do's waiting for you. There's still 2 games left unplayed, Juno First and Motor Race USA. During the commercial, we told you if you picked Juno First, you'd have to score at least 4,500 points. If you picked Motor Race USA, you'd have to score at least 6,100 points. Those are the average scores of more than 20 other players who played these same games. And Damon, you decided, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Juno First.
Juno First. That means if you score 4,500 points or more in 30 seconds, you're going to take home Mr. Do. So we'll let Kevin tell us about Juno First, and we'll go over and get ready to play the game.
Space, the final frontier, a battlefield of man against alien. Everything is your enemy, even time. Destroy all aliens before time runs out, and a bonus is yours. But fail to do so, and they change into even more powerful UFOs. Use your laser beam on the enemy space capsules, and then capture escaping astronauts. It's the first day of a new era, and perhaps it's the last. It's up to you in Juno First.
All right, Damon, let me tell you about Juno First. Your joystick speeds up the action that way, slows it down. You can even go backwards if you pull it back, right?
Yeah.
You have a warp button. If you get in trouble, press that and just get right out of trouble. If you capture an enemy astronaut, you ought to do it, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you. We're all rooting for you. 4,500 points is what you need in 30 seconds to take home Mr. Do. Get ready. Get set. Play. Hang in there. 1,050 is what you have. Still have time. 13 seconds. Can you get him? Oh, no! You're 3,050. Not enough if you'd gotten that ass.
Oh man, cheated. He could have gotten the Mr. Do. He could have gotten the Mr. Do, but he just missed it. So this is a fantastic game. We're playing it all week. We're gonna be score chasing it. I want to show a little bit more gameplay. You can play it any format you want. Just shoot a picture on our leaderboards. Drop number 55 for just any piece of paper that has the number 55 by your photograph. So I know it's a fresh game. And let's check out some. And the astronauts, I mean, the sound effects. And this show, we're really going to do a great segment all about the 80s. Last time we talked about 90s arcades. We're going to talk about the 80s arcades this show. But this is a great 80s arcade. So if you want to drop a score, Juno First will be our game, our arcade game for the week that will be score chasing. I love the Defender sounds on this game. Just very nostalgic, fun game. So let me check in with the chat here. Let me pull this back up. Juno First is known for its fantastic sound effects. It sounds like Defender. I have it playing behind me. I know you can't see it, but well, the way you can see, I'm playing it right here on the AtGames Legends Ultimate. But you can play it it's not a real demanding game. It runs in MAME. Juno First uses very similar sound effects to Kroll, which is another great game. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the next one. Let's see. Next game we're playing this week is we are also playing Woods Queen Deluxe. Now, this one is a little spicy. This is going to kind of double as our retro babe for the week. But let's take a look at Woods Queen Deluxe 2018. This is in Flipper Friends, and it will be on the Retro Legends Arcade in parallel. So you can kind of double dip, but this game's a little spicy. Let's check it out. It's Papa Brad's Gaming coming at you with what I consider to be one of the sexiest tables on AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. Of course, I'm talking about the amazing Woods Queen 2019. Let's check it out. This is an absolutely gorgeous pinball table. This is a table that I love because it really has a great flow to it, and it also accentuates and lets you really hear the SSF. Let's talk a little bit about the game. One of the coolest things is you can get a multi-ball easily. You hit the middle spot targets to light the word lock, and then you got to hit 2 balls in the middle to the left hole. If you rotate the spinner 30 times, you get a kickback. Welcome to the jungle, baby. It really sounds like a jungle with this amazing sound on this premium pinball. I'll tell you what, this is the kind of thing I got the 4KP for. Keep hitting the left orbit to light one of the vulture letters. Complete all the letters and you get 10 million points. The game has a multiplier. When you pass the top rollovers to light the words ape, it advances the multipliers. With the notable upscan and graphics fidelity and the amazing sound, this is the kind of upgrades I was hoping to get when I moved to the Legends Pinball 4KP. Glad to see that this table is so well represented. Let's get back to some gameplay of Woods Queen and a little homage to Jungle Queens as we play.
Ball is locked. Multi-ball is lit. Bonus times 2. save is activated. Double loop. Combo. Left kickback is lit. Lock is lit.
My mic was, I got to get used to the mic turning off to activate each time. Sorry. I know I was just talking without my mic. That was, I hope you got an eye full of Woods Queen Deluxe. We're going to take a look at the last table that's going to be being played this week. And then we're going to talk about 80s Arcade. And of course, I'm talking about Zankor Deluxe. Let's check out a little bit of footage of Zankor Deluxe. And then we're going to move on to talking about 80s Arcade. What was it like in the 80s? Let's check this out. This is Papa Brad's Gaming coming at you with the first look. Okay, this video is a little different. I can talk while this one's playing. So feel free to chime in the chat. Let me know what you think. Get Zankor Deluxe. Brand new pinball table available for the Legends 4K and HD platforms. This enhanced version of the Zankor table brings the Adventures Jungle theme to life through striking visuals and dynamic gameplay. Players are challenged on a journey through 4 distinct modes: make camp, craft weapon, explore jungle, and defeat the spider. Zankor Deluxe builds upon the original design with refined mechanics and new features, delivering a fast-paced, immersive pinball experience. Every shot propels players deeper into the untamed wilderness, where skill and strategy determine your survival. Let's check out Zankor Deluxe. Very much a jungle theme this week. Let's take a look at this table first close up. DMD, let's look at the playfield. Got 2 upper play fields, each with 2 flippers. There's Zankor. This is a man's table. Look at that. Snake. Zankor, he's fighting snakes. He's wielding his axe. Look at that mullet, man. That dude's got a serious mullet going. Dude's rocking a fierce mullet. He likes collecting knives and fighting spiders. So, like, this table is about as opposite as you can get from the EM Plus table. I mean, this is going the complete other direction. You've got multiple play fields. You've got stuff everywhere. And this is an example of a deluxe More of this table. AtGames. This is the kind of game I like to play. Very cool theme. But you can see the DMD looks nice. Get the snake on the Backglass with the fangs. Pretty good. You got a secret path that links together the 2 upper play fields. The wire ramps look nice and smooth. He's got a machete on the playfield. Knives, different modes. skulls. Got 2 skulls. What's not to like? More of this, AtGames. Next, we're going to jump into some live gameplay of Zankor Deluxe. That's what the Backglass looks like. It has a snake on it. It's a super fun table with the easy to understand modes and bonuses. I have a full tutorial of how to play Zankor on my channel. I'll put a link to it right here. Let me talk about some of the basic rules of the table. You have Return to the Jungle. Activate the ball save feature by passing over all 3 left bottom rollovers, lighting their lamps. Once this is activated, any drained ball is automatically returned to play. That lasts for 30 seconds. Left side outlanes are the most dangerous part of this table. On the right side, if you pass all 3 bottom right rollovers, you light up those yellow lamps, you'll get the kickback. The kickback, once it's activated, prevents the ball from draining through the right outlane. You can get 5 million points for spelling out Zankor. Alternate between hitting the center and right holes to light Zankor. If you spell Zankor by hitting the center and right holes, you can get 5 million points. It's pretty easy to do. If you hit it in the hole without it being the correct letter, you get 0 points. So you really want to just keep spelling Zankor. You can do a combo by hitting either the left or right orbit to activate the combo sequence. Hit one of these orbits again within 10 seconds to complete a combo. Combos have a base value of 1 million points. Hitting the right 4 bank spot target lights the ramps and increases the combo value to 2 million and then 3 million. If you hit the left ramp and activate the loop sequence, you hit the ramp again within 15 seconds to score loop rewards. First loop reward scores 1 million points. Second loop reward scores 2 million points. Third loop reward scores 3 million points. The spider treasure, you hit the center 1 bank target to lower the spider for 10 seconds. While the spider is down, you have to hit him as many times as possible to earn rewards. 5 hits of the spider get you 5 million points. 10 hits of the spider get you 10 million points. 15 hits of the spider get you 20 million points. Pretty cool. And that's the spider treasure. It's always fun hitting that spider. And you got, last but not least, the spider multi-ball. Hit the left 4 bank spot targets to light their lamps and open the left ramp. Lock 3 balls into the left hole under the ramp to start the spider multi-ball. During the spider multi-ball, hit the left ramp and both orbits to score spider jackpots. The base spider jackpot value is 1 million points. Each hit on the spider increases the value by 200,000 points, up to a maximum of 4 million points. Game consists of 4 modes. To activate the modes, you rotate the left spinner. Spinner must reach a specified number of rotations to start each mode. 30 rotations, you get to do the mode Make Camp. 40 rotations is mode 2, Craft a Weapon. 50 rotations is mode 3, Explore the Jungle. 60 rotations is mode 4, Defeat the Spider. Modes are pretty easy to complete. Mode 1, you get 10 flashing spot targets within 60 seconds to earn 10 million points. Mode 2, you hit 5 flashing ramps within 60 seconds to earn 20 million points. Mode 3 is called Explore the Jungle. Hit any combination of the flashing orbits, ramps, and holes and spot targets within 60 seconds to earn 30 million points. The final mode is to defeat the spider. Hit the spider 5 times within 60 seconds to earn 50 million points. Spider lowers for limited durations when the targets are hit. So there you go. There was the whole sequence to get through the game. Basically, you have the story mode. I mean, I usually play the story mode. That's going to get you a lot of points. And this is a very deep table, you know. You could kind of appreciate the simplicity, I can at least, of something like the EM Plus tables. There's a lot to learn, but it is a very fun table. This is Zankor Deluxe. This is in Flipper Friends this week. Hey, Steps Turbo Show. Welcome to the stream. She did a fun stream where she was streaming some Captain America and the Avengers earlier. Go check out her live stream she did on that on her channel. Good to see you, Steps. Next up, I'm going to go for the multi-ball. Let me just watch the multi-ball. Do the spider multi-ball. You hit the 4 banked spot targets to light the lamps. And you got to lock 3 balls into the left hole under the ramp to start spider multi-ball. Slowing down the gameplay to try to make that shot. Didn't lock it. Try it again. See if I can get the multi-ball going. Try to hit that purple arrow. Again, cradle and ball. A little bit too much left. A little bit further up in the flipper. Boom. Boom, that's it. Send it. And here's what the multi-ball looks like on this table. When you play it this week, it's a lot of fun. Spider multi-ball, you hit the left ramp and both orbits to score spider jackpots. Base spider jackpot value is 1 million points. Each hit on the spider increases the jackpot value by 200,000 points. Look at that spider making all that noise. Maximum of 4 million points. Hey, hey, hey. So you want to try to hit the spider too. It's interesting. I'm going to have to watch this video again before I play. Just remember all the rules. And just like that, the multi-ball's over. Look at the little tiny flipper hidden up there. Yeah, they do that little tiny flipper up at the top. It's almost easy to forget it's up there, but there's a little tiny flipper. Right in the middle of the table. In the middle of the table up there. So anyway, that's can help you to get that ball lock when you need it. That's Zankor Deluxe. We'll be playing that this week as well. So those are all the games we're playing this week. With all that being said, let's see here. What was the next thing? Let me look at my notes. Okay, that was Zankor Deluxe. I want to do the next segment, and then we'll do Flipper Friends news and AtGames news last. So I'm going to jump into our next segment. This is going to be what arcade culture was like in the 80s. And this is something that I lived through. I know some people have not or are too young to remember this, but this is going to be very nostalgic for me. And we're going to check out a video called What Arcade Culture Was Like in the 80s. Let's check this out. I'm going to put the chat up for this, so everyone feel free to chime in. Do you agree? Now, I have not watched this whole thing. I only watched a little bit of it, and it was good. So we're going to react to it live. And I only watched about the first 3 or 4 minutes, so let's check it out.
Counted out 20 quarters just to enter a world where Pac-Man was king and initials on a leaderboard could make you a legend. You remember what made arcades the lifeblood of youth?
What's the very first image they show? Of course, it's Pac-Man. I mean, how could you not put Pac-Man? I just watched the Rexer show. How could you not put Pac-Man at the top of arcade nostalgia? It was such a massive... in the 80s, there was a time where they had Pac-Man fever. Pac-Man was everywhere. People loved Pac-Man. And it was a game that women played and men. It was just universally popular. Pac-Man, arcade 1-up. That wasn't the 80s. Yeah, well, you got to forgive. This is AI slop. You're right. I mean, this is AI, but it's going to get the ideas are good. Let's watch some of it.
In the 1980s, $5 might buy you an hour of social status or vanish in minutes to a quarter-eating cabinet with no mercy. Let's step inside and find out why those few moments in the shadows felt like everything. The first step inside was a shock to the senses. Bright sunlight gave way to a world ruled by darkness and neon. The only real light coming from dozens of glowing screens lined up in rows like sentinels.
Hey, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Look at that. I mean, this is so 80s. Look at that. That is crazy.
The air was thick, warm with the hum of electronics, layered with the smell of pepperoni pizza, hot popcorn, and a trace of cigarette smoke that clung to your clothes. Underfoot, the carpet was patterned with wild shapes, designed to hide years of spills and stains, but you could still feel the sticky patches from last night's soda.
They got that special carpet, that black light carpet.
Quarters weighed heavy in your pocket, each one a promise and a decision waiting to be made. The first thing you did was scan the room, pinball machines flashing along the walls, the prize counter off to one side, its glass case filled with plastic trinkets and candy. The snack bar glowed behind it, promising slices of pizza and tall cups of soda for anyone with a few bucks left over.
Check out those Slurpee arcade cups. How cool are those? That's pretty cool. I see Centipede, Burger Time. What's that first one? What is that first one? I can't tell what that is. Was Max Headroom in the 80s? Well, I thought Max Headroom was in the 90s.
Every arcade had its own map, and you learned it fast. The newest games always stood near the entrance, drawing crowds and lines of kids eager to try their luck. Older cabinets huddled in the back, their joysticks worn smooth, sometimes with a sticky button or a screen on the fritz. You would spot the regulars, kids who seemed to live here, already camped out at their favorite machines, eyes locked in battle.
It's so funny, like some of these images are like, it's just like modern stuff mixed with real authentic old stuff. Like, look at this little handheld Galaga. Pretty crazy. That must be a quarter arcade's Galaga, I would think. But it is kind of, you're right, the AI doesn't know the difference. But Video Game Vegas, we know the difference.
Hands dancing across the controls. Noise was everywhere. The overlapping beeps, explosions, and music of a dozen games.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, when you get a bunch of games all together like that, there's a deafening sound. You know, and that's one of the cool things about having a home arcade. You turn the sound on all these different machines, and it makes like a symphony of noise. I mean, that's just really puts you in that spirit of being in the arcade, you know. So let's continue.
The clatter of coins and metal trays, the low murmur of voices rising to shouts when someone hit a high score. For a moment, you just stood there, letting it all wash over you.
See, like there, that's an authentic game. That looks like an 80s picture. That's got to be real. Look at all the Pac-Mans just lined up. My Video Game Vegas, he's got a great arcade tour on his channel too. My arcade is a cavalcade of sound, especially with all the added numbskull and new wave toys machines. By the way, I did enjoy your video on the washing machine, the Sonic washing machine. If you haven't checked that out, he's got a great video. Mic drop on that one. That was a good video. He's talking about cleaning his lint trap on his Sonic washing machine. Pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, the games were so profitable, they would have multiple Pac-Mans right next to each other because they wanted to get all those quarters, and the games would pay for themselves. That's how many people were playing Pac-Man. It's like you can't even imagine it today. That's how magical this time was. And, you know, I feel lucky that I got a chance to live through this time. But, you know, they would literally have, you know, multiples of Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. When a new game came out, if it was a hot game, they would have several of them in the arcade, and they would just line them up or have them dispersed around the arcade.
Knowing every quarter in your pocket was about to be spent in this electric cave.
That's the other thing. There was a value, right? There was a value in this time because everything was monetary. You had a certain amount of quarters you could spend. When your quarters were gone, your trip to the arcade was over. So you had to make every game count, you know? Maybe you started living big, living large with Dragon's Lair. You threw that 50 cents in there and you instantly died just like that. Then you thought, well, wait a minute, I got to make this last. The next game you might have played might have been Burger Time, right? Something that lasts a little longer. Yes, Video Game Vegas loves his washer dryer machine more than the Sonic Arcade, the Hedgehog Arcade 1-Up. Yes, we did a video last show on the Sonic Arcade 1-Up. I think that's a, you know, it's not for me, but, you know, it doesn't need to be for me, but there's no nostalgia with that for me.
$5 was the magic number. That was the typical allowance for a Friday night, and it translated to 20 shots at glory if you stuck to the 25-cent machines. But those quarters didn't just buy time, they bought choices, and every choice mattered. Some games were notorious for chewing through your stash in seconds. Dragon's Lair demanded 50 cents a play and could end your run in less than a minute if you missed the timing. Defender, with its relentless difficulty, was another quarter eater. Kids joked it was a game designed to make you broke before you even finished your slice of pizza. So you learned to stretch your money.
Yeah, you know, Defender was a super successful commercial game, though. If you look at the history of video games and you look at the number of Defender cabinets that were sold, it's way up there on how popular it was. And people forget that, you know, the arcades always had, you know, in this 80s time period when that game came out, they would have Galaga, Defender, Pac-Man. And the people that were really wanted to, you know, show that they were the kings of arcades, they would gravitate towards the Defender because it's so much more challenging. And I certainly, that is the best arcade 1-Up. The arcade 1-Up Defender Partycade is the best arcade 1-Up. It still is. You know, it just had a great, the games list on that is close to perfect. But, and you can't play Defender without the right controls. It's a Twitch game, so you got to have the right controls. I mean, people will say, oh, you could play it with one joystick, but it's not really the same. You don't have the accuracy or speed that you need to really play the game and do well.
What?
It might be fun, too, to point out some of the inconsistencies. Like, there's a lot of good 80s photos in here, but then there's some stuff that's completely, like, if you know about games, you really love arcade culture, there's some things that are, like, not in the right time period, right?
Watching the best players was free, and you could pick up patterns or strategies before risking your own coin. Some kids, like Sam, had a system. He would split his $5 into two piles, one for old favorites where he knew he could last, and a smaller
This Crazy Climber, that's a good arcade game.
reserve for new games he was eager to try. If he found a machine that let him hang on for 15 minutes with a single quarter, he would stick with it, milking every second. When a game was packed, he would hang back, study the regulars, and wait until he was sure he could make his quarter count. The weight of a roll of quarters in your pocket was power, but it was also a clock ticking down. Every decision, whether to risk a new game, challenge a high score, or just watch and wait, meant the difference between an...
Look at all the Defenders. Did y'all see that? Look at that, man. Look at that. Just Defender, Defender, Defender. All these guys are playing Defender all at the same time. Who had $5 back then? $1 was more like it. That's right, man. This AI generated video they must have been in the rich neighborhood.
Challenge a high score or just watch and wait meant the difference between an epic night and an early walk home.
There you can see the multiple arcades. Now, this is obviously not authentic. This is some recreations, right? But the nostalgia of the 80s is so strong that even today, you know, people will buy these replicas, these small arcades, and put them in their arcade, or Some people might just collect just these quarter arcades, you know. Video Game Vegas has all 4 of them. And you know, these are great 80s arcades though. Look at this list. It's a nice list of games. You got Kicks, Elevator Action, Zookeeper. What is that first one? I can't tell. Is that Bubble Bobble maybe? So I don't know. I can't tell. It looks like Bubble Bobble to me. I don't know. But you know, the point is the 80s arcade, when people think about what they have nostalgia for, I think a lot more people have nostalgia for the 80s arcades, even more than the 90s. And it's not just because I grew up in the 80s. I think if you ask people what are classic arcade games, a lot of them are going to be from the 80s.
Skill wasn't just about reflexes. It was about making those quarters last and walking out with a story to tell.
Look at the Chuck E. Cheese's. That must have been like one of the first ones. Look at that. That is crazy. I remember Chuck E. Cheese's was a pretty lame arcade, but they always had Dragon's Lair. I don't know why, but for some reason, Chuck E. Cheese's would be the only arcade, or one of the very few that actually had Dragon's Lair on the arcade floor. And of course, Chuck E. Cheese moved away from having arcade games, but in the 80s, it was all classic arcade games when you went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Pac-Man was the king of the arcade. If you wanted to see a crowd, you looked for the yellow maze glowing near the entrance. There was always a line. Quarter.
Once again, if you know your arcade games, wrong decade. That's Street Fighter. That's Street Fighter 2. That is as 90s as it gets. But yeah, it's the basic concept of why do people love 80s nostalgia, you know? Chuck E. Cheese's before Dragon's Lair had the great games as well. I love Tail Gunner. Sacro's here. Welcome to the stream, Sacro. We're talking about Sacro later on in the show. We talk about Flipper Friends, but he's killing it. Congratulations.
Stacked up under the screen, each one a silent promise.
There's Galaga. Galaga was always my go-to game. When I was down to the last few quarters, you know, a game of Galaga, I mean, it can last. I'm not kidding. A game of Galaga can definitely last. That's a strong, and the thing that's funny with Galaga, if you go in any modern free play arcade, it's one of those machines there's always someone parked at. Like, it gets the most traffic, along with Miss Pac-Man. There's certain games that they're just going to live on forever because of the gameplay is so simple and it just pulls you in. Like, I see it all the time, you know. Defender has lost some of its glory. You don't see people playing the Defender. I can always get on it all the time, just about. But the Galaga, the Miss Pac-Man, Frogger, these slightly easier games are super popular in modern retro arcades. When you go walk in and you watch what the regular people are playing, these are popular games.
I'm next. Dragon's Lair sat close by, its cabinet twice as flashy and twice as expensive. 50 cents a play, and most kids burned through their shot in seconds. But the animation was so gorgeous that just watching was half the thrill. Donkey Kong drew the diehards, kids who knew every barrel pattern and could leap to the top for hours if they got.
Look how many lives they have. They must be cheating. Look at that. 24,000. That's it. You're banned from the Retro Legends arcade. That is definitely cheating. How can you have 24,000 and have 6 lives? What the?
In the zone. Galaga was for the pattern masters.
Galaga. It's Galaga. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was pronounced Galaga.
Memorizing every enemy dive, chasing the perfect bonus round. Defender, on the other hand, was a badge of honor. Surviving more than a minute meant you were someone to watch. Pinball machines flanked the walls, usually with older kids hunched over them, working the flippers and nudging the glass just enough to avoid a tilt. If you managed to trigger multi-ball, you would get a small audience, everyone hoping to see a jackpot. High scores weren't just numbers, they were legend.
I remember in the 80s, at least the arcade I used to go to a lot, because arcade games were so popular, pinball, they were trying to think of gimmicks to pull people in to play more pinball. And one of the things they did was Gottlieb came out with Haunted House and Black Hole. And I remember those ones really standed out because they had the sunken play fields. It was like a pinball machine inside a pinball machine. And that would have been, I remember it clear as yesterday. It was like the same arcade that had 4 Miss Pac-Mans. They had a Haunted House and a Black Hole. And yeah, Galaga. It's Galaga. So let's continue watching. I love watching these kind of videos. I know it's AI slop, Video Game Vegas, but I still like them. I don't know. I like listening to the narration. And I think it's interesting to take a look at it and then see what's accurate and what's way off on the pictures and the images.
Your 3 initials at the top of the board meant you ruled that machine. People remembered those combinations, whispered about them, sometimes even tried to guess who you were if you kept your identity quiet. The rules...
You catch it? There was a little glimpse of a Star Wars arcade, a small tiny flash of Tron. Video Game Vegas, Haunted House brought me back to pinball. Such a pinnacle moment. You talk about that one. I remember in your 4KP review, you did talk about Haunted House. I feel like one of the things I'm excited for with AtGames, and I hope they do a good job on, is redoing all those Gottlieb tables. Maybe giving them the refresh that they need. But I do love a lot of the Gottlieb tables, you know, Black Hole, Haunted House, No Good Gophers, Wipeout. Those are fun tables. So, but
were simple, but they mattered. A quarter placed on the bezel meant you had the next game.
Again, that is Street Fighter. That is from the 90s.
No arguments. If you were waiting, you watched, learned, and hoped the current player would lose soon. Sam, always chasing the leaderboard, had his own ritual. He would warm up on Galaga, scope out Pac-Man for open spots, and if he felt brave, take a run at Dragon's Lair. Status wasn't about age or what school you went to. It was about skill, initials, and how long you could hold a crowd. Friday nights meant knowing exactly where your friends would be. No phone calls, no texts, just a silent agreement that the arcade was the meeting place.
In the arcade was also the library for the scores, right? I mean, when you got your name on that machine, that was a special feeling. I mean, high scores mattered in the 80s. I mean, that almost all the games were score-based. And yeah, because of the nature of the technology, the games had to be easy to learn, but hard to master.
The birthday party room sat off to the side, its folding table covered with paper plates, half-eaten slices of pizza, and a melting sheet cake. Balloons bobbed in the corner, and a stack of tokens waited in a plastic cup for the birthday kid to pass around. For a few bucks a head, everyone got their own handful, 10, maybe 20 tokens, and a couple of hours to turn those coins into memories. Sam, grinning with frosting on his face, handed out tokens to his friends, each one plotting which game to hit first before the time ran out. Arcade staff, usually
check out that pole position,
older teens who seemed to know every trick, drifted through the party with a practiced ease. Sometimes they would slip a few extra tokens to the birthday kid or show a newcomer how to work a stubborn joystick. If a machine jammed, the tech would arrive with a jangling keyring and a quick fix, answering questions about the circuit boards inside. Regulars learned who to ask for tips, and sometimes, if you caught an employee in a good mood, you would get a lesson in beating the...
Sam is not real. He's part of the AI Matrix. There's something funny I just noticed. If you go back and you look at the pizza box, it has the name Sam on it. Let's see if I can find it. Where's the shot of him with the pizza box? There it is. Let's check it out. It says Sam on the pizza. Check this out.
Sam, grinning with frosting on his face, handed out tokens to his friends, each one
On the
plotting which
pizza
game
box,
to
it
hit
said
first
Sam.
before the time ran out. Arcade staff, usually
Video Game
older
Vegas
teens who
knows
seemed
Sam
to
is
know
not
every
real.
trick,
He's part
drifted
of
through
the
the
AI
party
Matrix.
with a practiced ease. Sometimes they would slip a few extra tokens to the birthday kid or show a newcomer how to work a stubborn
A
joystick.
Super Pac-Man
If a
and
machine
pole position.
jammed, the tech would arrive with a jangling keyring and a quick fix, answering questions about the circuit boards inside. Regulars learned who
The tech would arrive with a sheet of paper saying, out of order, and slap that mug on the screen. That's usually what the tech would do.
to ask for tips, and sometimes, if you caught an employee in a good mood, you would get a lesson in beating the first wave on Galaga or racking up tickets
Galaga.
on Skee-Ball.
I want to learn
It
some
was not just
Galaga.
about the games. First crushes sparked over air hockey tables, the clack of the puck.
Yeah. I mean, when smoke is coming from that CRT screen. Hey, what's up? Mikey Eunice finally here. Hey, Mikey, good to see you. Good to see you, Mikey Eunice here. Yeah, we're watching The Matrix here. But it is good. I mean, the first few minutes drew me in, but it's fun to see the things that it gets right, the things that it gets wrong, but it's interesting. Being in Vegas saying hello to Mikey. Good to see Mikey here.
Mixing with nervous laughter. Win or lose, you learn to shake hands, manage your tokens, and wait your turn. The arcade taught you how to lose with a shrug and win without boasting, skills that mattered long after you left the glow of the screens. The staff kept things
Insert
moving,
coin.
settled disputes, and, when needed, quietly looked out for the younger kids. For a generation, these places were more than just a way to burn through allowance. They were where you figured out friendship, competition, and the unwritten rules of growing up. Marta kept a ledger behind the counter, a battered notebook with pages filled with neat columns, cabinet costs, weekly.
Dude, I remember those people in
$5 might buy
arcades.
you an hour
I'm
of
sorry.
social status. $100 could
Sorry,
pull
I
in
didn't mean to
ledger
do
behind
that.
the counter,
Sorry.
a battered notebook with pages filled with neat columns, cabinet costs.
Yeah, let's see. Video Game Vegas. The first thing in this video was the Arcade 1-Up Pac-Man. Yes, it is true. Arcade 1-Up was all the rage back in the 80s. We got Jay here. Jay, good to see you. Went to the arcade with my kid today. We played some air hockey. It was a great time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, Mikey's living large. He said $20. Got you a ton of coins.
Weekly coin drop, snack bar receipts. In the early 1980s, the numbers looked almost unreal. A single Pac-Man machine.
Congratulations, Mad Ben Hand just took over my spot. Hey, iron sharpens iron, you know. And it is an honor to have Mad Ben Hand take your spot. He is the #1 AtGames player in the world, IFPA ranked. Papa Brad is at number 10. I'm in the top 10 players in the world with IFPA playing AtGames. So, and that is in a lockdown system.
Bought for around $3,500, could pull in $200 a week. Some cabinets paid for themselves in a month. Multiply that by 40 machines, and a busy arcade could clear $6,000 or more every week. Across the country, over 13,000 arcades were doing business like this, feeding an industry that raked in more than $8 billion in quarters.
$8 billion. So the machines could quickly pay for themselves. That's why when you watch these videos in the 80s, that's why you can see a row of Pac-Mans all right next to each other. There we go.
1982 alone. Even after paying rent, staff, and repairs, there was plenty left for new games, better lighting, or another pizza oven. But the math didn't stay friendly. By the mid-1980s, it started to change. At first, it was just a dip, fewer quarters in the box, more machines sitting idle. Operators tried everything, rotating out old games, running token specials, adding ticket redemption. Still, the numbers kept slipping. Then the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, arrived in 1985.
Dun, 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 1985. The beginning of the end of the arcade, the golden age of arcade. Before that time, that was what they call the golden age of arcade. And then Nintendo hit. And sure, there was ways to play arcade games at home. You had your Atari, you had your ColecoVision maybe, or your Intellivision. But there was nothing that was equal to technology in the arcades. It was a huge jump up till the Nintendo Entertainment System came out. They closed some of that gap, right? Nintendo didn't kill the arcade. No, but it did make the games that were at home were closer to the arcade experience. I agree with that. They didn't kill the arcade, but it definitely made it more of a home experience where you're getting closer.
For the price of a few weeks' worth of quarters, families could buy a console and play at home. The NES delivered arcade-quality graphics and sound, and suddenly the draw of leaving the house for games didn't feel as strong. By the early 1990s, arcades shifted toward fighting games like Street Fighter II, or they filled their floors with ticket redemption machines. Most standalone arcades closed by the mid-1990s. The ones that survived often did so by attaching themselves to pizza chains or bowling alleys, or by reinventing themselves for adults as barcades, where nostalgia and craft beer replaced the old quarter economy. Marta's ledger ended up in a drawer.
Poor Marta. Poor old Marta. Marta's ledger, it's in a drawer.
Record of a time when every beep and jingle meant another coin, and every coin kept the lights on a little longer.
That is a real coin door there. That's not a plastic coin door. That's an actual coin door.
Physical arcades may have faded, but the urge to gather, compete, and belong still shapes digital life today. As online gaming communities have grown past 3 billion players worldwide, that original spark, connection.
He's like, dang, this Defender game is hard. Look at that, he's shaking his head. He's like, this game is hard.
In a shared space remains the heart of every high score. Thanks for watching.
There you go. Thanks for watching. It was a fun video. That was our AI look at the 80s. Let me continue here. Okay, so that was our flashback to the 80s. Now let's talk about some AtGames news. Okay. If you missed it, you can go back to the beginning of the video where I talked about all the Season 2, Week 4 results. We did at the beginning of this video. Big AtGames news, though, is that Nautilus EM Plus came out. This is a brand new EM Plus table. That was the big release this week. You know, you could check out my review on the table. I really enjoyed it. I think it's got some really good things about it. It's got one major miss, which I feel like it doesn't show you what ball you're on. I feel like the DMD is a bit of a miss, but the gameplay itself I love. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Other AtGames news, let's see, that's not what I'm looking for. I want to find the right slide. They have the Legends Micro is on sale for $249.99. You can go to AtGames on Facebook, and there's a link where you can get the Legends Micro directly from Amazon for $249.99. That's a pretty sweet deal. I'm not sure how long those will last, but you have to go to AtGames on Facebook. Scroll down, and you'll see there's a link to it. I put a link at the beginning of this show. You can click on that as well. Let's talk about Flipper Friends. And let's start by talking about last week. We had Farfalla Deluxe, Hot Wheels, and Locomotion. Great week of gameplay. I came in, my final ranking for the week was at 10th. Enjoyed playing the games all week. Let's take a look at who the top 10 players were for last week. And that, of course, we're talking Season 2, Week 3 of Flipper Friends. I play Flipper Friends every week. Number one, not surprisingly, the number one rated AtGames player in the world, Mad Ben Han. Six string pin, number 2. Wizard, number 3. Spartacus, number 4. In the 5th place, Zaccaria, right here, that plays on the Retro Legends Arcade on our leaderboards. 5th place. Once again, we have 2 guys in the top 10. We got three people, actually. Mad Ben Han. We got Zaccaria here. Then we have Pinball Wizard. We got Wingo. Look at Wingo. Wingo, congratulations. Wingo's in 7th place this week. Well done. Well done, sir. Look, man, look, we're all here. Skull Joe. We got Ballydern, who was right here in the chat. And me, we're all in the top 10. Congratulations, guys. You're tearing it up. That is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I do. I actually really love this table. I feel like the EM Plus tables are for people that really love just pinball gameplay, and they love the mechanics of pinball. It's just old school pinball. It's a simple table, but every little nuance of it matters. You know, the nudging, the trapping the ball. You know, learning how to, all the pinball tricks. You know, and just basic pinball technique. These tables are all about skill and technique with the EM Plus tables. And so the new tables, and I just dropped the same 3 in my leaderboards because I want to have a record so I can go back and see how I did. So if you're playing in Flipper Friends anyway, and you want to drop scores on the Retro Legends leaderboard, I put all 3 games up on my leaderboards. I love these games. This actually is to me, this is a very strong game list. I do like these games a lot. Sure, this has changed. This was my first gameplays of them, but I'm sure that's going to change. Let's see. Is Mad Ben Han on the Backglass yet? Okay. So, but this is this week's games on Flipper Friends. Let's see what else. This is the deal. You just go to the AtGames on Facebook. Actually, there is the actual link. Tiny URL right there is what you click on to get it for $249.99. That's a sweet deal. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to get much lower price to get into AtGames Pinball than $250. I mean, that is not a big investment. Let's take a look at the schedule of table releases. Looks like the next one we're going to get, March 5th, is Woods Queen EM Plus. So that's the next EM Plus table we're going to get. And there is a Zen table that I know of that should be coming out soon too. So we will see. March 26th, Police Street Patrol will be coming out. And that's going to be an AtGames original. And then Dinosaur Dynasty 3 Sky Titans, April 23rd. So we got some stuff further out in the works. Let me check in with my chat. We got Mad Ben Han. We got Mikey saying hi to Ben. Yeah, I mean, we're all pinball players. We just love to play, you know. Thank you, Video Game Vegas. We all just love to play on these games each week, you know. And it's a lot of fun. You know, that's one of the best things about AtGames to me. I know there's a lot of things they don't do right, But one of the things that's good is that we do have leaderboards where we can play each week and have fun. They are ranked in the IFPA, so your playing is all officially ranked. And I enjoy it. And that was the AtGames news. Actually, not that much AtGames news. That's pretty much all that I know of as far as with my AtGames news. Pretty short this week. So hope everyone enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week with all new games. Make sure you drop some scores this week. We do have Star Wars Episode 4. That's right, the original Star Wars game from Zen Pinball. I wonder if Video Game Vegas, he probably didn't get it yet. I did ship out. He won a Tiny Brights. He won a Tiny Brights insert coin cube from me. By the way, if you haven't checked this out, if you want to do something to help the channel and help a company that makes things in the United States, if you want to get a cool little thing to have by your desk, I really like this product a lot. And I don't make a lot. I make like $1 or $2 if you buy one. It's not a big thing, but you're supporting a company that's in the USA. It's a super cool product. I really like them. But these Tiny Brights insert coin cubes, man, they are cool. Look at this. Check this out. It's just a little cube, you know. It's got different sounds. I don't know if you can hear it. Get closer to the mic. And you can also change the way the light is. Let's see. There's full brightness, the flashing, no light, dim, a little brighter, full power. Look at that. Bam! And it's cool. When you put a coin in, it actually makes the sound too. And this is a red and black one, but let me play a little video from them. I like this company a lot. They're going to come on the show soon. They're working on some cool stuff, so we might wait till they have a new product they're working on. But let's check this out.
We are Chronic Concepts, and this is our Tiny Brights insert coin cube. It's a premium desk decoration, and it's built to light up your space with real arcade nostalgia. Our Tiny Brights collection is meant to be small. It's meant to be held in the palm of your hand. This one right here has an actual real insert coin to play button. You can press it. It has real arcade sounds. You can also insert a quarter right here in the slot, and it will come out the chute below. It is meant to come out the chute below. It's not a toy. It's not a piggy bank. This is primarily desk decor. And it's just a fun little added feature. It has adjustable brightness right here and adjustable volume. It also has dual power options, comes with a USB-C cable. It's not plastic junk. As you can see, this is all custom made, custom designed right here in our Colorado studio. It's a memory you can hold. So power it on and relive the arcade.
There you go. Power it on and look at this thing. They made this thing too. Look at these poison apples they make are really cool too. But yeah, it's just a little, and it's wireless. I mean, it's like 4 hours. It flashes, then it just turns off by itself. But the batteries on these things are pretty good too. I know a few, I had a few that I gave away, all the sample ones I got. Just kept a few. I'm going to put them in my arcade. And I really like this product. I think it's really well made. And it's made in the USA. Let's check out one more quick little clip for Tiny Brights. Link is in the description of this video if you want to get one. Great product. What's up, gamers? Papa Brad here, and today we are going back to the sticky arcade floors, back to the neon lights, back to the moment when you slid the quarter into the machine and hoped this is the run. And this little cube right here, it captures all of that magic right in the palm of your hand. If you grew up in the arcades, bowling alleys, pizza joints, or in the back of a convenience store, you already know that sound, that click, that glow, that awesome feeling that something awesome is about to happen. Now this is my favorite part. Check this out. The coin slot actually works. How awesome is this? You can drop in the included token or a real quarter and watch it travel through the cube and slide down out the bottom. No screens, no apps, just pure tactile arcade joy. Tiny Brights nailed all the details. You've got adjustable volume so it works whether this is on your desk, in your office, or in a full game room. And the brightness control lets you go from soft ambient glow to full-on arcade just open shine. At 2.75 inches tall, it fits right in the palm of your hand, but it packs a lot of serious nostalgia. It runs on a rechargeable battery or a USB-C so you can place it anywhere. And it's got auto shutdown, so it's not going to drain power when you walk away. One of the coolest things is it comes in a massive variety of colors. It comes in multiple retro colorways: black, red, black and red, black and neon green, black and yellow. This is the Tiny Brights Insert Coin Cube, and it's basically a love letter to classic arcade machines. They have a version for any kind of gaming or arcade setup. This is the part that is really cool. Every Tiny Brights product is produced and designed and built in Colorado, dreamed up by hand and finished in their studio. This is not just a product, it's a tiny story. You're supporting a company in the USA. The insert coin button actually presses in and lights up with a classic red arcade glow. You don't tap it, you commit to it. And yes, it makes the authentic arcade sounds. That moment when your brain says, all right, here we go, it's on. In my opinion, this isn't a toy. It's not a lamp, it's a memory machine. If you love arcade history, retro gaming, or just want a desk piece that makes you smile every time you see it, the Tiny Brights Insert Coin Cube absolutely delivers. I have something special for my viewers. Type the coupon code PAPABRAD and you can get 5% off. The link to the Tiny Brights Insert Coin Cube is in the description of this video. Just click on the link and it'll take you right to it. This is a fantastic product and I fully endorse it. Check it out. It's absolutely amazing.
A surprise attack of the 25th century, but meanwhile Buck has discovered the flavors of Paul's new Buck Rogers Space Ice.
Buck, Killer Kane shrunk us all inside the computer.
Will Buck act now? He's through the lemonade and entered the pineapple flavor zone. Now the bubblegum jelly power base. He's found the stuff.
Find a star stick and you'll win 4 of these action figures.
There you go, little Tiny Brights action. You know, I never asked for super chats or anything, but if you want to support the channel and get yourself something super cool, that's cool to have anyway. You can use my link. You can get a discount. It's just a win-win. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with all new games. We've covered the 80s. We've covered the 90s. Please comment in the description of this video. Anything. If there's ways you think I can improve the show, let me know in the description. I appreciate all comments. I answer all comments back personally. I'd like to thank everyone for their time watching the show. Hope everyone has a good weekend. You know, let's play some games. Let's have some fun. That's what it's all about, you know, having fun, playing games, getting scores. We've got a great community. I want to thank everyone that tunes in to watch the show. A lot of people to watch it on the replay. Thanks so much. Leave a comment, like the video or dislike it. If you dislike the video, please let me know what I can do better. Thank you so much. And with that being said, I will see you on the leaderboards. Shout out to all the players that played this week. Good night.
Well, Papa Brad's a gaming, he's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retrogaming, the old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board, with the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats. Late nights at the arcade with every game defeat. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend, his passion never fades. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school rolling. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board, with the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit.